Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining. My name is Chelsea Gardner. I am a social media, Facebook ad specialist, all the things when it comes to social media. And I did a Reels presentation at the Freedom Club event that Norm was at. And he generously asked me to come kind of teach the same thing to you guys. So I'm super excited about it. So
Appreciate
we
you.
so we're gonna actually kind of go over Reels. We're gonna do a full Reels 101 class that's going to help teach you how to do an Instagram Reel from your phone very simply, because that's what we want. We want simplicity, we want ease, we want to be able to do this stuff quick, so we're not spending so much time on social media because we just don't need to be doing that. But this is a very hands-on class. So I do want to make sure that you have your phone with you because we will walk through creating a reel on camera. So make sure you have
Mhm.
that handy dandy ready to go. All right, so I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see my beautiful presentation I put together. Hold on one second. Share screen. Okay. If you have ever sat through a Zoom call with me, I am the worst when it comes to trying to like reorganize everything once I share my screen. So give me just a second to get everything squared away. I have the chat open up as well over on this side if you see me looking on this computer. So if you have questions during the presentation, please feel free to either drop it in the chat or just unmute yourself and be like, Chelsea, stop. Because that's what I'm here for. Okay. All right, so I will dive in. So I want to start with if you guys can put in the chat or like by a show of hands, how many of you guys have done a reel like in Instagram, created your own reel, all the things when it has come to video content. So it looks like several of you have. Okay, yes, yes, awesome. Okay, yay. Do you guys consider yourselves like real savvy? Look at that. That's like a pun. Real savvy, real savvy. I'm real bad at jokes, y'all. Okay. No, no, not savvy. Okay. So we have oh, and I gotta hold on one second. Let me also open up the participants. There are people still joining. So okay, it's just me today on the back end. Usually I have someone helping me, so if I'm a little scatterbrained, I apologize. All right, so creating reels in Instagram, we're gonna, John, I have potential. Yes, you do. I love that. You have great potential. Okay, so when a little bit about me, let me back up. So I'm the owner of C Gardner Marketing. It's a done for you social media marketing agency. I have over 10 years experience in marketing with an undergrad and MBA in marketing. I am a co-author of an AI prompt handbook. I am the founder of the Aiden Jared Foundation, which is for my son. I'm a wife, a mom. I love boba tea, Chick-fil-A, and Disney, and I run for fun. So my superpower really is simplifying social media. So like I was saying in the beginning, we don't want to spend hours and hours on social media, but most of us know, and if we don't, we should, that we need to at least be present or have a presence on social media. And so I'm here to simplify that and make it very easy with step-by-step instructions on how to do very basic things when it comes to social media, because it doesn't need to be complicated. We tend to overcomplicate it entirely too much. So what is a reel? For those of us who have created one, we probably know, we have been in the app. It's 15 to 90 seconds. Some may have up to 5 minutes. They're launching that, testing it for their
Go
video.
shut the door. Go shut the door.
Oh, um,
We're looking for Lola's food.
okay. And then when we're making an Instagram reel, we're opening the Instagram app, we're clicking on the camera, right? So really it's everything within Instagram. But a lot of people refer to reels, even when it comes to like TikTok videos or YouTube shorts. If you create a reel, you can really create it for all of those platforms. And so I'm going to share with you some of the platforms that you can also put it on when you're creating your reel. So let's take out our phones. I told you this is going to be very hands-on. So take out your phones. I want to create a reel. And I'm going to walk you through everything in a reel when we have the app. So first of all, does everyone have the Instagram app on their phone? That's a really good question, first and foremost. If you don't have the Instagram app, you will need it. You'll need the app. And so let's kind of walk through it. Now, y'all, I have an Android. Okay, so my handy dandy Android. I talked about this very heavily in the Freedom Club. I am not an iPhone user. So if the majority of you have iPhones, some of these buttons may not be in the same places as they are on the Android, but you should still have them somewhere on your screen. Okay. And if you are an iPhone user and I'm saying something that is not where it should be, ask in the chat or unmute yourself. I'm sure another iPhone user can definitely help. I probably should have an iPhone user walk through this with me so I can screenshot their screen to see if there's a difference. But anyways, when you open your Instagram app, I want you to, we're going to find trending audio first. Okay. So trending audio is going to have this like up arrow to the right side. That means it is a trending audio. Now, I have a caveat when it comes to trending audio, y'all. Trending audio can absolutely help you be reached by more people. Everyone's like, oh, the secret sauce to having a viral video is trending audio. That is not true. Trending audio can help, but so can if you use regular music or if you are talking to the camera. Authentic does best if you can physically talk to the camera and make a reel, but trending audio can help. Now, if you don't have the option for trending audio, meaning you're scrolling through music and you don't see any arrows, that means that your account is probably not a business or creator account. So in order to have trending audio and be able to save it, you have to be a creator account. Okay. And I can send instructions in the follow-up email and the recording, how you would change that. There's steps that you would have to follow to change it. So if you don't have trending audio, it's okay. Just find audio. And you do so by clicking on this little like music icon on your phone. Okay.
So everyone likes to steal windows and doors in their home.
Oh, so you should see where it has a little music button or like a little play button, I guess. And it should open up reels for you. It should open up a whole screen of audio that's starting to play. So you're going to scroll through until you see one that has this up and to the right arrow. If you don't see it, you may not have the right account set up as a content creator, and that is okay. Just then I want you to just click on where it says the name of the music, and I just want you to click this little save button in the top right corner on any music, right? So if you don't have a content creator account, it is okay. We're just going to save any audio. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Give me like a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. All right. So when we want to, if we are not going to be creating a reel right now, right? Like we are, but if we weren't, you would save this audio and you would come back to it when you're creating a reel. But if we are using it right now, you can simply also just click on use audio. Okay, so you can just click use audio and we're going to be using it right now. Let's see. On iPhone, I don't see a reference to audio. So do you have like when you're scrolling through your reels, Tim, do you have a spot down here where there should be music playing on your reels when you scroll through and look at them? And then when you have one that's playing music, you'll just click on whatever that title at the bottom is. Do you see anything like that?
So not so far, Chelsea, but I'll keep looking. So
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so
thank you.
When you open up your videos, you should have music on one of the screens that you can save on your phone. And John, you're not seeing it either. Okay. So it's okay. I'm going to show you a different way to get music. Don't stress. Don't stress. Okay. Now, if you are in a creator account, you can actually see trending audio without having to scroll all the way through tons of hundreds of videos. Once you find a trending audio, you can just click on this word that says trending when you open it, and it will pull up a list of trending audio. So you can do it that way as well. But I'm going to show you how you can find music when you go to create a reel without scrolling. Okay. Oh, Erica, I have an iPhone. If you look at a reel, the bottom right is the music playing. Mine's the bottom left. So that might be the difference there. Thanks, Erica. All right. So when we open up our Instagram reel, so if you don't have music, it's okay. I'm going to show you where you can find it when you go to create it as well. So when you go into your Instagram app, I want you to click on the plus sign. Mine is in the bottom center. Again, it might look a little different on an iPhone, but your plus sign is how you would create any form of content, story, reel, post, whatever. And we're going to make sure that we click on reel when we go to create. So however you create a post in Instagram, you should have the option to slide over to reel. And it is going to pull up either a blank screen like this, like a camera screen, or you may have to actually click on camera in order to get to this screen. One of those two features will happen, okay? So you're gonna wanna make sure you have it's not gonna be black probably. It's probably gonna be like if your camera is facing in front of you, it's gonna be that. So I want you to find that screen and then let's walk through the buttons, okay? Oh, good, okay, perfect, Tim, yes. So when you get to this screen, you'll see the audio button, right? So this audio button, when you click it, that's where, remember when I showed you if you saved audio in the beginning, all of your saved audio features will be in this saved button. But if you don't have any saved audio, there's going to be tons of music down here as well, or you can do a search for a specific song, okay? So that's where you will also be able to choose music. Then you have your effects button. Your effects button is going to be hearts, or look, you got spider eyes, aqua glitter, blur, everything that you can imagine is going to be under effects. So if you want to add a filter, all of that is under effects. If you want to add, I think sometimes they'll have like Santa Claus hats when it's around the holidays, things like that. This is all going to be in your effects. All of your filters go through here, and you'll see that you have various options. So you'll see there's some that are trending, like spider eyes are trending. So you'll see some of that stuff.
I'm doing a training on.
So you'll see some of that stuff, right? So you can scroll through, you can play with these buttons, you can see what kind of effects there are. That is what that button does. The green screen, a lot of people love the green screen. I see a lot of mortgage professionals use it to put like an article in the background, and then they talk about it with like a little moving head. That is your green screen. So if you choose green screen, you can see how like I change the background to one of these options that they have, or I'm given the option to upload an image. So again, like I see a lot of mortgage people pull stats maybe of what's going on locally, things like that. They put it as an image in the background, and then you can move your little head around on the screen. So that's what the green screen is for. All right. Add yours, this add yours button. These are just tags. I don't know if you've ever scrolled through video or through reels, or if you've scrolled through stories and you've seen someone have these little tags that say like 6 pictures to be grateful for. And it's like you're tagging yourself into that group of pictures. And it just puts you in another place. So you can kind of see, like if you see this one, 40 and over, tap in. If I were to click this, it would put it on my Instagram reel, and it would also put me in this tag, this add your tag. I don't ever use them, but a lot of people do. Length, this is where you change it from the 15 to 90 seconds. So if you click on that button, this is where you change it from having 15, 30, 60, or 90. I honestly always change it to 90 just so I have the time. But if I only go to 27 seconds, it will stop. It's not going to continue on. Okay. So I always just give myself the allotted amount of time, because at 15 seconds, it will cut off. And if I am doing a talking video or even a video with music and I want it to be a little bit longer than 15 seconds, it cuts off. So this is where you change that length of your video. Your next one is speed. So this is where the music will play either really fast or really slow. If you are trying to rap to something and you're like, I can't say it that fast, you can slow it down. And that way on your video, it will slow down so you can record, but then it will, when it plays, it will be the regular speed, if that makes sense. So you can kind of change the speed of the sound that you're hearing. If you need it to slow down so you can say something, or like if you're trying to do a mock video and you're trying to repeat words, you can slow it down and then it will automatically do normal size when it goes back. Your video layout. So if y'all have ever seen someone do like some of those funny like half videos where like they're flying in the top, but then like the bottom they're doing something else. This is a video layout. You can split your frames on your Instagram reel, and you can do something in the top as well as something on the bottom. I have also seen this done for several of my mortgage clients where they will do the video on the top and then have a information on the bottom kind of scrolling through. So you can kind of play around with this in two different ways, but you do have the split screen. And the video layout I did too, but I think there's 3 or 4 different options where you can have 3 screens or 4 screens or just 2 screens split. So you can kind of see what that looks like here. Your timer on your Instagram reel, I highly encourage to use it all of the time. This is just so when you hit the play button on your phone, it's not immediately jumping into the video. It's giving you that countdown. If you click on where it says countdown, you have a 3-second or a 10-second timer. So if I were to click on that, it would change it to 3 seconds. You lost me. Oh, John, oh no. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to go into your Instagram account, and I want you to act like you're creating a reel. So you're going to click on like the plus sign, like you're going to create a post or a story. And I want you to choose reel. And all of this should pop up as soon as you click that. Let me know if it does not. And that's where all of these will come into play. No. Are you in Instagram when you open it? It should are you on a reel? Are you opening a reel, or are you opening a story? Or do we know for sure?
Yeah, I'm in Instagram. I'm on new reel, but I don't have all that stuff down the left side.
You definitely should. I know all these features should be rolled out. Okay, yeah, Robert mentioned, did you hit camera to get to the screen?
I'll try that.
Oh, and Marilee, that's a good point in terms of I don't have timer. You might have to hit, there should be a down arrow. So you see how I have this up arrow where it says close? You may need to either scroll a little bit or hit a down arrow. You should absolutely have a timer. And then the next one and the last one is dual. So if you've ever seen, okay, oh, good. Okay, awesome. Oh, yes. I love when everyone has different, like, okay, so on the iPhone, the timer is on the top. Looks like a clock at 10 p.m. I like that. Perfect. So iPhone, I'm going to have to do screenshots with an iPhone too, because a lot of people have iPhones, but I have an Android. Okay, so dual is where you can have a front and a rear facing camera at the same time. So if you are trying to talk about the scenery that's in front of you, right? So if you're, say, at Walt Disney World, I just went there for Thanksgiving, but if you're at Walt Disney World and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about the castle, but I want the castle to be like in the screen too, you can do it with dual. So like you'll see like one picture in there with you talking. That's what a dual screen is. Perfect, Marilee. Okay, so it's on the top on iPhones. Good to know. And then you have your align feature. The align feature, if you've ever seen someone do a like visual change. So if they, like if I was sitting here and then I like covered the screen and came back and I was in a different outfit, that is using an align feature. So obviously I do the first video and then I go, I change, I come back, and the video, it's really hard to see in my screenshot, but it shows me where I ended up. Like, so if I was here when I ended, right, I can align myself back to that. So when I play the video, then I'm exactly where I left off and I can come back in the new outfit. That is your align feature. So those are all of your button features that you have available to you. Now, Some may have more, some may have less. Instagram is always rolling out new features in beta test, and some of us get it and some of us don't. So if there's something that you see that you didn't see on my end, it's because I don't have it. Or if there's something that you don't have on your end, it's because you don't have it. And the one crazy thing that I can't stand when it comes to like the rollouts is they roll it out like not all at once. So not everyone gets the same feature. That's why I said some of us may have 5 minutes for a video while others still only have 60 seconds. So keep that in mind. Tony, gesture control. That must be what it's probably called for the align, maybe the align feature on iPhone. Or it's a feature I am not aware of. One of those two options. Okay, so let's try creating a reel. So I want everyone to open up their phone, and I'm gonna see if I can stop this screen share with you guys, and then I'm gonna see if I can share my phone so I can kind of walk through with you guys. Oops, that's my camera. Let's go here. Share screen. Okay. All right. So now you're going to be able to see my phone. And so when I go into my Instagram app, it is going to, oh, sorry, it's a little delayed on my end. It is going to open up to this screen here for me again. So it's going to look a little different if you're on an iPhone. All right. Yeah, that was my son on the background. He loves his little sunglasses. All right. So if you, for me, like I said, that plus button is in the bottom for me. So if I hit plus, I get taken to where I can scroll whether I have a post, a story, or a reel. Okay. So I'm going to choose reel. And then I need to hit camera in the top left after I choose reel. So like if you look at the bottom, I can like swap to story, or I can swap back to reel. So once I'm on reel, I'm going to click on camera in the top left. And then there I am. There I am. And all of those features populate on the left-hand side. So now you should be able to see all of those features on the left side. And once you hit that white button in the center, it's going to start recording. And so I want you to record your reel. And you can just do a simple reel. You can do like your screen. You can do it to where it's on the Zoom and you're recording the Zoom call. Whatever you want to do, that's what I want you to do in your reel. I want you to record yourself doing anything. You can wave at the camera, whatever that looks like. I just want you to get yourself to where you have a video ready to go. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to stop that. I'm going to reshare this other screen so you can see it. Okay. All right. So once you have your video, I hope everyone did it. Once you have your video, let's edit your video. So your video is going to constantly be playing in the background, and you're going to have a new set of tools that you can use. So your new set of tools are going to be the music button again, the text button, which is going to be that big A, little a. This is where you can add text and font and change colors. So if you click on that, which I want you to do, I want you to click on that big A, little a, and I want you to add text to it. I don't care if it says hi, hello, whatever. I want you to add text to your video. And up in that top corner, once you're going to add text, you're going to see that there's like where you can change the color, which is that little rainbow button. You have the option to change the font down at, well, for me, it's at the bottom. I can scroll through these font sizes and I can change it to be fancy font. I can also change it to where there is a highlighted background or no highlighted background. So you can play around with all of these buttons. There's also a way that you can make it to where it is your brand colors. That's Instagram Reels 202, but you can absolutely do it to where you have brand colors in there. And I can send out instructions if you guys want that too. I can send out a detailed instruction list on how to do that in the follow-up email. So add text to your video. Once you have your text, the next button is like a little smiley post-it note thing? Erica, yes. Okay, perfect. I'll send that out. Let me just make myself a note. How to brand font color. You got it. Okay. So the next button is going to be your sticky note. And I can actually probably show you guys. I can do it after the fact too. I'll do it on my phone. So the next one is going to be a sticky note. And this is where you can add some engagement onto your Instagram reel. You can add, if you're doing a talking head video, you always want to make sure you add captions. You can add a poll where you're asking a question of your audience saying, hey, are you first time home buyers? Yes or no? You can add a quiz, right? So there's multiple choice answers. Hey, would you prefer a home at the beach, in the mountains, in Europe, whatever? You can do a quiz. So there's a bunch of different things that you can add into your reel from this little Post-it note sticker that is going to be an engaging tool. This is also where in the search function, if you're like, hey, I really like, it's my birthday and I want to add in a happy birthday to me, I can do a search by typing in happy birthday to me, and it will pull up a bunch of stickers that I can add onto my Instagram reel. Okay. And then the little stars, that again is going to be your aesthetics, it's the same as your effects button on the previous screen. This is where you can go in and add your filter if you didn't do it the first time. You can add special effects here. So you can see I did like a blurred one here. I did, I think, Batman symbol here. So you can kind of play around with some of these special effects in your videos. So if you ever see Instagram reels where people are like morphed or like looking wonky or adding stars, this is where you can do that, because you can do you don't have to edit outside of Instagram. Everything can be done in Instagram. And then you also have your edit video button. So this one's in the bottom left for me, but you should have an edit video or edit button. And it should open up something where you have your video line, your music line, and your text line. And this is where you can adjust how long the text is on your video. If I were to grab this little yellow dot and drag it over, the text will pop up wherever I place those lines on my video. Okay. I'm going to walk through the whole thing on my screen. I'll share my phone. It'll be easier. But you can adjust it here in this edit video feature. You can also, if you were to click on the music, you can also adjust the volume of the music. So if you wanted to do a voiceover video and like where you're talking, but you have very slight music playing in the background, but not overpowering, you can reduce the music down and then do a voiceover on the video itself. So you can also do kind of play around with all of those features right here in Instagram. And for any reason, if you needed to edit the video, like shorten it, you can do that here too. So like, let's say you forgot to click the timer button and you didn't time it. And so like when you hit play, it started playing, but like you're making a wonky face before you start talking, you can crop the very beginning right here in Instagram. Okay. Lastly, I want you to make sure that you always download your video. That is so, 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 so important. So this little button, you should have like a little arrow down or an envelope where you can download your video. This is going to download it to your phone. The reason I say that is if you are saving videos in Instagram, Instagram does have flaws. And so sometimes when you save them into drafts and you're like, ooh, I'll post it later, it won't be there sometimes. So always make sure you're saving that video. You're working hard on it. You need to save it. And if you want to share it to YouTube Shorts, if you want to share it to TikTok, and if you want to share it to Facebook Reels, there is a way to do it in Instagram to share to Facebook Reels. But if you want to share it in other places, you want to download it as well so you can easily re-upload it. Now, the caveat to that is if you are using trending audio on Instagram, I highly encourage you to make sure that you download it and then re-upload it without the music. There's a way to do that when you re-upload it on TikTok and onto YouTube Shorts, and use one of their audios, because you don't want to do any audio infringement when you're downloading music from Instagram and then re-uploading it without using like TikTok's rights. Just an FYI on that. So that's what I recommend for that. Always, always, always download. Okay. And then once you have your video, y'all, let's write a caption. So now that your video is done, you are going to write your caption. So having the best time learning, whatever that caption looks like. This is my first reel ever, whatever. And so, oh, David, I will show you how to find your draft if you saved it as a draft. I will go in and show you. And so write your caption. You can add hashtags at the bottom of your caption. You can tag people, right? So if you want to tag your company, if you want to tag a partner, anything like that, you can tag in the caption itself. And you can edit your cover photo. So after you add your caption, or even before, you have the option to edit cover. So the reason I recommend doing that is because if you are like the main picture, like you can pick, or you can upload a new one, right? So if you are trying to stay on a specific brand, if you are trying to maybe not have the wonky face be what your cover photo is, and you want a different photo, right? So like I have like this one that populated on its own, but I was like, ooh, I want this one to be my cover photo. So I just slid the bar to edit my cover photo. All right. And once I do that, I want to crop it, crop profile image. So that way, when it is on my feed, it's not this upper half, right? It's not just showing my head, my forehead, or it's not just showing where it says, "Hey, Freedom Club," right? It actually is centered. It has my face in it. It doesn't have this awkward like layout. That's how you would kind of edit and crop your profile images. And then you also have additional settings. So when you are in your Instagram reel, once you drag and you crop your profile image and you click save, which is down here at the bottom, or not save, the check mark, which is at the top, sorry, which is up at the top. When you go back, there is an option to advanced settings, okay? So in advanced settings, you can schedule your reels now. So that is an option. And again, this is rolling out, so 90% of people should have it. If you don't, it's coming, I promise. But you should have where you can schedule this reel under your advanced settings if you don't want to publish it right now, for example. And then also here is where you can share it to Facebook. So if you're like, Chelsea, I want to share it over to Facebook, you can do so right here. If you are using a trending audio that won't translate onto Facebook, meaning it will have copyright issues, this will say unable to share to Facebook at this time. So that can sometimes happen. So don't be alarmed. Okay. And then lastly, once we publish our video, we want to share it. So once it's on our feed, we want to share it, this little share button here, to our story. And the reason we want to share it to our story is because when our followers see our video on our story, it is also feeding back to the video as views, as viewership and watch time. And watch time is the most important thing right now on Instagram. So always, always, always try to remember to share it to your story. Okay. And that's how you would do that. Okay. All right. So let me stop my screen share here and then pull up my phone. So what questions do you guys have? If you can drop them in the chat, I'm going to walk through what to do fully on my phone. So I do see how we get to drafts. So let's walk through an entire reel. So I'm back at y'all see my ELF cheat sheet. My husband started ELF on the Shelf with my son, my one-year-old son. So basically it's for us. We're doing every other night. My nights tonight. I'm trying to find an idea. Anyways, so now that I am on my video, so let's see, can we access videos done not on Instagram? Yes, Tony. So if you, let's say you created a video that you want, I'm like, not sure where to talk to, that you want to upload to Instagram. So I didn't do my video in Instagram, but I want to upload it to Instagram. You absolutely can do that. So if you see on my screen in that bottom left corner, there is a plus sign on the screen. And I think my phone might be a little delayed on the Zoom. So I apologize if I'm ahead versus the video. So if you hit that plus sign in the bottom left-hand corner, you can then have the ability to click on anything in your camera roll and any of your videos and upload it directly into your Instagram video screen. Okay, so that is an option for you. Okay, and so I think I feel like is my video really slow on your guys' end? It's looking like it's slow on my end, on my phone. Yeah, okay. So for some reason, my phone is not wanting to cooperate with me. So I don't know why. I don't know why, but you absolutely, and I probably can't show you on, like you guys aren't going to, well, you might be able to see it here. So when you go to create a reel, you can absolutely scroll through your phone camera and like click on anything that you have video content of and upload it as its own reel without having to do the video in Instagram. So for example, I took a video of me like cleaning my office today, and I'm going to be uploading it as a reel. So this is a video that I can now go ahead and put right into my Instagram reel. So when I click it, now it automatically takes me to the screen where my editing features are, because I don't need all of those other features, right? I don't need a timer. I don't need a dual screen or anything like that, because I uploaded it's an individual video. So you absolutely
On these pre-recorded videos, would we be able to edit, like, say it's a 5-minute video or whatever, I only want to cut 30 seconds. I get to pick where that's at. It's not the first 30 seconds.
Yes, yes. So if you upload a video that is longer than the 90 seconds that you're allotted, so here I have a 4-minute long video. Okay. Let me turn my volume down on this. So I have a 4-minute long video. So it won't play any more than 90 seconds of this video, because it's all you can use. So when you upload a 4-minute long video and you only want to pull 30 seconds of it, then you would upload the video, and in the bottom you would click on edit video, and then it's going to pull up where you can then slide what 90 seconds you want to use of that 4-minute long video, or however long it is, because it will only allow you to do 90 seconds. Okay. And then for the drafts, so David, for the drafts, when you are on your Instagram page, like on the main feed, so you're on your main screen, you see your feed here, right? So you're on your page, your feed, right? On this screen, you're going to click that center button that shows your...
Is it the plus sign or no?
No, it's your reel. So when you get to your main screen, you're going to click on where your personal reels are.
Okay. Okay.
And then you should see the very first box should say drafts.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yep. So whatever you saved to your drafts, if you look at my drafts, I have like 500 drafts. If you look at that's where all of your drafts would save. It won't even load because I have too many. So that's where all of your drafts will save. So if you're ever trying to go back in and pull them up, that's where you would do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And then for those that want to know about how you go about adding your branding to your reel. So once you record your video, and you go into your, hold on, let me move this little guy down. Once you go into your video and you have your effects at the very top and you want to brand, let's say you add a text to it that I'm just going to put hello. Okay. Okay. So I have text and I want this to be branded to my brand colors. My brand colors are pink and orange. I want this to be pink. Okay. What you would need to do is where I showed you the little sticky note guy, you're going to click on the little sticky note guy. Okay. And in where the little sticky note guy is, you're going to have the option to upload another photo. So you should have like a photo option. And when you click on photo option, you're going to have to save your brand colors in your phone somewhere. So like your logo, or a solid, go to Canva and make one Instagram post just your pink, right? And save it. And so you have that as an option. Okay. So I'm just going to say that my brand colors are this green. So I uploaded my brand. This is my logo, for example, let's just say. Okay, now it's on my screen. So there's a couple of extra steps to making this your brand colors. So once this image is on my screen and I want this green, I'm going to do green because my pink is not filed up at the top. So I want this green color as my text. I'm going to click the text again, and I'm going to click the color, right? So I click where I can change the color. And while I can scroll through these colors, there should be a little dropper, a little color dropper that you can choose. And then that color dropper, you're going to drag to that image, and now it's green. Okay. And so now my hello is the same color as my brand. And then I'm simply going to put my finger on this image where I can drag it around, and I'm just going to drag it to my delete box. And so now I have a branded text on my screen. So that's how you can do that's Instagram Reels 202, but that is how you can adjust your text to be branded in your colors. So that's a little side note there. So hopefully that was helpful for you. All right. So what other questions? Let's see. When I edit cover, oh, Tony, when I edit cover, how do you save that edit? Okay. So let me go back here. Okay. So when you go to edit your cover, so I have I'm in the last page of my text here, or last page of my reel, and I'm going to edit my cover, and I can scroll. Sorry, this is the Zoom video. I can scroll through this to figure out which image I want, right? So I can scroll through this, or I can upload an image as my cover photo. So I'm like, ooh, I want that as my cover photo, right? So I want that instead. I can do that. Once you land on whatever you want your cover photo as, you would just click done, and it should save it.
Okay.
Okay. Now, same thing if you edit your cover, and I remember how I told you, make sure you always crop your profile image, because if I don't crop, let's say this image, it's going to just pull the center. So I'm going to have my little elf's butt, and I'm going to have some writing, but I want the full elf in my image, right? I don't want just this centerpiece. So I'm going to click on crop profile image. There we go. And then it's going to give me the square that I can drag my picture around to put where I want it when it's on my feed. When it's on my actual Instagram feed. Okay. And then there's a check mark. For me, it's a check mark. I just click that. It doesn't look like it's cropped, but it is. And then I would just click done, and then I would share it. And so if you look at, save draft. So if I look at, when you look at your Reels page, that full picture will be there. Your full video picture will be there. But if I go to my actual feed, the little squares, see, I cropped it so it's my face. So it's not pulling this, like my nose and my forehead, and not my actual face. So this is my feed photo, but my Reels photo is going to be that full length image. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So there's just two different ways. Your feed is where people land. If people go to your Instagram page, this is what they land on. So I always adjust my pictures just so it's not weird looking when you go to my page and it's like my forehead. So that's what that looks like. But your regular like video feed, that is going to be your full length videos. So that's how those work. So I hope that was helpful in the sense of, you know, really just kind of sharing more about like how you would create a reel, getting it to your story, sharing it to your story. There's a ton of, you know, features once you do share it to your stories that are then additional. So I will be sending out the replay to this video. So if you do, you'll get it probably within the next couple of hours or so. But I did also want to ask, for you guys that are currently still on the Zoom, how many of you guys, like, are you struggling with content ideas? like anything like that when it comes to like social media, the basics, how-tos, all like simplifying stuff. Do you guys struggle with those types of things? Like, let me know in the comments. I'm curious what kind of social media stuff we struggle with. You're welcome. Yay, Eric, I thought it was helpful. Okay, you do new things, all of the above. Okay. All right. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to drop the link. I just launched a brand new membership. It is Simplify Your Social membership. You get access to me if you guys ever need it. I do bi-monthly group Zoom calls, so you can hop on, ask questions, share your screen. I walk you through everything on your account. So you have direct access to me in this membership. You get full educational videos as well. So like how-to videos, kind of similar to this webinar where I walk you step by step through various things. And then I also give you weekly social post and caption ideas. I give you content ideas. I'm running group challenges, which I'm super excited about. So these group challenges will kind of be where there will be winners because I love a good like winning challenge. So it could be, you might win my book, you might win a one-on-one 60-minute coaching call with me, all of that kind of stuff. I do webinar pricing. So if you're interested in joining, it's a mortgage specific community. So it's also other individuals in the mortgage space struggling with social media. And so I run it for $47 a month during webinars. So if you join during the webinar or within the hour after the webinar, regularly price is $97. So if you do join today, with that rate, you will also be entered into my AI prompt handbook, y'all. I just launched this book with Ginger Bell and Tony Taylor. It is jam-packed full of everything that has to do with ChatGPT and how to utilize it in your business. And there's social media stuff in here, which is my section clearly. So really good information in that book, but I'm going to enter you into a drawing for it if you do decide to join the membership today, like I said, at the webinar pricing that I do. But you do get direct access to me. You get trainings just like this bi-monthly, along with Q&A sessions that you can hop on and ask me anything, share your screen, do whatever. So I dropped the link to join if you're interested in it. Please feel free to join, but I will, we still have a couple of minutes left. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to unmute or drop it in the chat, whether it be, you know, regarding Instagram Reels or the membership or anything like that. How can I help you guys in your social media journey?
Where's the chat button?
The chat button is going to be right at the bottom of your Zoom, or you can just unmute and talk. That's fine.
Oh, apparently I'm unmuted. I thought I was muted and I'm not. Sorry. Hey, so I'm on your website and it says for 97. Do you just go back and fix it to 47?
No, click the, that you will need the chat button. Click the link in the chat because that should have the, oh, it doesn't have, hold please. You're correct. Let me turn it on. Give me just a second. Okay. And yes, if it did check out, I would go in and adjust it, but let me just adjust it right now. For whatever reason, it doesn't look like it saved the webinar pricing. Gotta love, see, this is what you gotta love about technology, y'all. You save something and it just doesn't save correctly. So give me just a second and I'll get that taken care of.
Chelsea, is this is stuff that you're coaching, your class, your info, that's also stuff that would help on all platforms, not just Instagram. Is that correct?
Correct.
So we have
Correct.
questions on Facebook, then that's part of it as well. I've had questions on TikTok. Same.
So I actually do, you know, my entire, like, I coach on everything. So I coach on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google, TikTok. The only thing I don't coach on is X. I am not a Twitter. I've never been a Twitter user ever in my life. So that is not something that is in my zone of genius. But it is absolutely something that like I can research for if you are ever on that. But for the most part, LinkedIn, Facebook, Google, Instagram, and I also can do YouTube. I do YouTube videos and YouTube audits and stuff like that. So I am adjusting this right now for you. So give me just 1 second. Sorry, guys. My thing is not wanting to cooperate with me.
So I asked her to come on today to share this stuff with you because we got to listen to her at the Freedom Club event. The running joke at the office is everybody knows I am absolutely not tech savvy. I do struggle with it. My daughter is the one that handles most of my tech issues and questions, but Chelsea breaks this stuff down for you. She's always been available. She's got some great info and content and is always happy to share. So I was excited that she was able to jump on here. It was very short notice, so I do appreciate that, Chelsea. But she's for where the industry's going. This is important. Like even if we're not getting loans from our Facebook feed or our social media, this is going to give you a presence in the area where you become a familiar face. And like, this is stuff that is very important. So if it is something you struggle with, and I'm the first to raise my hand with it, you know, I really, I lean in on Chelsea a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do really like, that is my superpower is really trying to break social media down step by step, because I know that we are so busy when it comes to, right, staying in our zone of genius. And while my zone of genius is social media, so I'm on social media all day, I am not in my own content. I actually help my clients. If you actually go to my Instagram, I am at the Chelsea Gardner. I will always follow you back. But you will see I don't post often on my accounts because I'm constantly in my client accounts. So I really try to make sure that I break stuff down easily and whatever for you guys. So if you have questions, things like that, that's what I'm here for. And this group will also really be a great way to connect with other people struggling with social media in the industry. So I'm keeping it very mortgage specific, but you'll have direct access to me in there as well. And then, like I said, the live calls and stuff too. And Norm did a fantastic job on his reel during his Freedom Club. So I saw that reel. He did a great job at creating one and posting it and getting it out there. So I was super excited about that. But I did share the updated link for you guys. So it has the discount code attached to it. So it should automatically drop it down to 47. Sorry, I'm not sure why it didn't save the other one. For whatever reason, it deleted it out. But the new updated link is in there for you. So like I said, if you join today, it's at the 47 a month, not the 97, and you'll be entered to win my my AI prompt handbook, which is really cool. So, all right. Any other questions for me? I still have about 5 minutes left. So if you have any questions, let me know. But if not, I hope to see you guys on social. You can, like I said, follow me on Instagram or on Facebook. I'm both of them at the Chelsea Gardner. And I always follow back. So
Chelsea, why do reels versus just, I don't know what the other option is, but.
Yeah, good question. So Instagram Reels are a way to reach more people. So they have a little bit higher reach when you are doing content on social media. So other options, at least on Instagram specifically, other options are doing stories, doing posts like carousel posts, which if you've ever been on Instagram and you scroll through a post that has multiple pictures, that's considered a carousel post, or a static image, which is just a regular picture. And so Instagram has put a lot of effort into really pushing and promoting video content because of TikTok. I will say though, that over the past probably 3 months or so, I have noticed even in my client accounts, content shift where even static images and carousels are doing very well compared to video. So it used to be that video and reels really were the way to reach the most amount of people, but even other content now is starting to get better traction. But the reason we do reels, one is because they're quick and engaging. People really like to watch movement in video versus like reading something on the screen, right? You can get your point across very simply, especially if you're doing talking head videos. You can do something in under 20 seconds. and it's showing your face. If you're doing face videos versus faceless videos, it shows your face so that no like and trust factor is building up. When you look at Instagram stories, for example, and I break all of this stuff. This is actually one of the coaching classes we'll have in this membership this month. But when you look at stories go away after 24 hours, and they're really only going to be seen by your current followers. Can people outside of your followers see it? Yes, but it's like 1% of people see it that are not your followers. Reels help bring in new followers, new eyeballs, new people seeing your account. So that's why you would really want to kind of do the video content.
So if you're marketing, you want to do a reel. If you just want to share something with your friends, you do a story.
Yes. And stories, you can talk about anything in stories because they go away. They're not on your main feed. So that's where people get to know, like, and trust you. So once you bring them into your community by your feed, right? So maybe by an Instagram reel, they came into your community. They started following you because they saw something educational that you put out for first-time home buyers. So now we have a first-time home buyer following us. But then they see your story about what you do on the weekends, right? Maybe like I live on a farm, so you might see some farm life. You might see some country living. You might see me going to Disney. You're definitely going to see me eating Chick-fil-A and drinking boba tea. That is me as a person, and that's how you get to know me in social media, but you're not going to see me drinking boba tea on my feed, right? So that's kind of where, when you're using stories, that's your know, like, and trust factor. That's how people can get to know you as a
I was so with you, and then all of a sudden you stopped drinking boba tea. What happened?
I stopped drinking boba tea.
You were saying you like boba tea and Disney, and then you said, but you won't see me drinking boba tea.
Oh, you won't see me drinking boba tea on my feed. Like, you won't see me drinking it that is on my like main feed. You'll see me in my stories drinking boba tea, but you won't see me doing it on my main feed because that's not my business. My business is marketing. So on my feed, what I'm trying to attract you to is content that's educational. I do educational content, things like that on my feed. Does that make sense?
It does, because I've got some stuff I've that is more personal in nature that I've done that I kind of want to share because I think it's I think it'll be attractive, but it's not the main purpose of this, which is to get me real estate business.
Yeah, and it is okay. Like, don't think you can never share personal stuff on your main feed. It is absolutely okay to share personal stuff. You just also want it to still align with your business, right? So we're in the mortgage space, so we want to make sure that it's okay to still share personal stuff and stories, or well, personal stuff and stories, not in stories, and stories on our feed. But we don't want it to all be that, because if I come to you, let's say I find you through a personal story that I related to, or let's say you were baking cookies and I loved the cookie recipe that you shared, and now I'm following you, but now all of your content is mortgage related, but I followed you for your cookie recipe. I'm following you for the wrong stuff. So you don't want to get so many followers following you because you posted wrong stuff. Now, if you posted your cookie recipe in your stories and I was already following you because you're a mortgage professional, that's just, I know you like to bake cookies now, and that's a really good cookie recipe. Does that kind of correlate?
It does. It needs some. I'm really full right now, but yeah. So definitely my OnlyFans site should be different than my Instagram site. I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
You got it.
Hey, Chelsea, on the point that you guys are talking about, so does everyone still see your stories?
So everyone can see your stories. If you are a public profile, everyone can see your stories. So if I were to go to your page, David, and let's say I went to your page, but I wasn't following you, I could still see your stories, but I had to get to your page through something else. Your stories won't just show up on my feed if I'm not following you.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you posted an Instagram reel and let's say I was like, oh, I really like this, but I really want to go get to know David a little bit more before I hit follow, then if I go to your page and I open your stories, I can see them, but your stories aren't just going to populate in my feed without me following you.
Well, listen, I signed up because I want you to be able to teach me something that I can teach my kids because
I love it. I
these
love
kids
it.
know
I love
everything. They won't teach me anything. I don't get it.
My mom always complains. She's like, my husband has to teach her everything on her phone because she's like, you won't help me. I'm like, I will help you, but she just absolutely thinks I will not help her. But yeah, so that's how, like, with stories, we can share anything and everything in our stories. That's truly how we get to know people. But we don't need their whole life story and what they're doing, like what you're doing day to day in your news feed, or else you'll be posting, you know, like if you look at people's stories, sometimes they post 20, 30 stories a day throughout their day, and that's okay. But we're not posting 20 to 30 posts per day. We're posting maybe one, maybe none, right? So that's what that looks like.
Thanks, Chelsea.
You're very welcome, guys.
Thank you
Is there
so much.
let me, now I can't find oh, here we go. Stop screen share. There we are. All right. Is there anything else? Any other questions I can help with? Anything at all?
I have one quick one. I hope it's quick. Is there a better social media so like should we put stuff through Instagram because it's easier to transfer over to Facebook, or like what's the best flow, or do I need to be excellent at Facebook and stuff just copies over to Instagram? Like what's the thing I should really focus on that can transfer to between multiple platforms?
Yeah,
Easier.
great question. So you can set up your Instagram to post automatically to your Facebook. So if you do a story on Instagram, it can cross post to your Facebook. If you post a reel, as long as it's not trending audio that can't be posted, it'll cross post to your Facebook page. Now, with that being said though, when you're looking at focusing on an account, I want you to focus on, meaning like you're doing engagement activities, you're commenting on realtors' posts. I want you to do that where your audience will be. So if your main audience is going to be on Facebook, then you need to be doing engagement and making sure that your Facebook page is staying relevant. You can post and schedule posts for both Facebook and Instagram through Meta Business Suite, which is owned by Facebook. So you can do it in either direction,
Now with your coaching or with your service, would you help somebody set that up if they're like can't figure out how to get Meta to work with them?
Yep. So
Okay.
I'm going to be doing a training call on Meta because that's the back end of Meta is super confusing. So I'm going to do a whole training on that. But the live video, I do 2 live Zoomed Q&As. Those are open to, like, if you're like, hey, I need to know how to do this like right now and I can't wait for your training, we can kind of walk through and tailor that Q&A call too. So everyone will kind of get like 10-15 minutes per call to ask their questions and share their screens. But it is a training that is set up to be done. Yeah, because it's so confusing. It's so confusing.
So,
I'm in marketing and it's confusing.
No worries.
You do 2 classes a month, right? They're about an hour each. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. And then I'll also be posting like trainings that aren't, they'll pre-recorded. So I'll go live and share recordings that won't be open Q&A, but you can ask questions in like the comments and stuff like that with the video. If you're like, oh, I'm stuck at this spot or this, I don't see the same thing or something like that. Yeah, you'll have direct access to me. And then
I
Robert,
absolutely appreciate that.
my Instagram handle. Yeah. Absolutely, guys. I appreciate your time. And like I said, if you have any questions, if you do follow me on Instagram, I always will follow back. Always feel free to reach out. And Norm, I will send the replay to everybody that registered. So if anyone didn't make it here, they'll get the replay, as well as the link to join the membership. It will be the $47 for the day. So they'll have availability to join if they want to afterwards too.
That's awesome, guys. I appreciate you jumping on. Chelsea, thank you so much for sharing with the group, with the team.
Yeah.
We did have some people that couldn't make it, so I love that we can send the video over to them.
Yep,
So.
Absolutely. I'll get that out. You should see it within the next couple hours.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you guys later.
You too. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chelsea. Bye.